So, I've been thinking a lot about Pokemon lately and how it's such an enduring part of the cultural landscape. I mean, hell, I've been playing Pokemon since I was 6. That's that's ridiculous. So, today I want to talk about some of the inspiration behind Pokemon, in particular, the Pokemon that draw heavily from Shinto folklore and animism. Pokemon is a worldwide franchise pop culture phenomenon that was born way back in 1996. It has 7 generations of main games, several spin off game series, a TV show, over a dozen movies, a card game, several different manga adaptations, plush dolls, figurines, everything. Everything. I remember buying Pokemon Pop Tarts and Lunchables in the 90s. And if you somehow missed the last 21 years of pop culture, Pokemon is a turn-based RPG where you battle and capture little creatures with superpowers, train them to make them stronger, battle other children who have their own little creatures, and strive to be the best little critter wrangler in the world while making friends and defeating the mob, or eco-terrorists, or random death cults along the way. There are, as of the making of this video, 802 different Pokemon. That is a lot of little pocket monsters you gotta catch if you wanna catch them all. And you gotta catch them all. Today, I want to look at some of the inspirations behind these little creatures. Some Pokemon are really cool, while others feel uninspired. And this isn't just a matter of which generation of Pokemon we're looking at. Generation 1 and Generation 7 have gold stars and duds alike. So sometimes there are Pokemon that are just animals. Caterpie is just a caterpillar. Pidgey is just a bird that turns into 2 larger birds. SPEAROW is also just a bird that turns into a bigger bird, and TAILLOW is a bird that evolves into a bigger bird, and Starly is a bird and bigger bird. Pidove is a bird and bigger birds. You see a trend here? KRABBY is a crab that turns into a bigger crab, and GOLDEEN is a fish that turns into a bigger fish. Oh, but it has a horn. Then there are the Pokemon that are just weird colored animals, and a lot of them are purple. RATTATA is a purple rat that turns into a brown rat. Ekans is a purple snake that turns into a bigger purple snake. Most commonly, we have Pokemon that are animals with elemental powers, and these are generally pretty cool. Pikachu, Growlithe, Ponyta, Pachirisu, Sandile, basically all of the starters are a normal animal plus elemental powers. They're awesome. Side note, Squirtle. Is he a turtle that squirts, or is he a turtle with a squirrel tail? Both? Anyway, then there's Pokemon that are famous people, and a mime. Just a mime? We have Pokemon that are ghosts, and things possessed by ghosts, and sarcophagi, and whatever Lickitung is. But we want to focus on Shinto folklore and animism. So let's take a moment to talk about Shinto. Shinto is a Japanese ethnic religion that was first codified in the 8th century. It's a blend of earlier folklore, mythology, ancestral worship, shrine rituals, harvest festivals, and animism, which we will go into more detail about in just a minute. Shinto has a pantheon of gods, a creation myth, and religious stories mixed together with folk tales and superstitions. Shinto is practiced by nearly 80% of the Japanese population in some way, shape, or form, and heavily influences daily life and pop culture to this day. It's incredibly common to see Shinto figures show up in anime. Noragami, Inari Kankan, Ginsune, Kami-sama Kiss. The thing with the Oni pop up in everything from Yu Yu Hakusho to Dragon Ball Z to Re:Zero. They blend pretty seamlessly with Buddhist beliefs and Chinese folklore if you look at shows like early Dragon Ball and Sayuki and even Fruits Basket. So it's really not surprising how many Pokemon are based on Shinto folklore. Vulpix and Ninetales are among the most obvious ones. They're basically just kitsune, like magic foxes with fire powers. They even have the 9 tails, just like the evil kitsune in Naruto. And there's that one episode where a Ninetales turns into a pretty lady and has a thing with Brock, something that kitsune in folklore were known to do. Frostlass seems to be directly based on Yuki Onna, the ice women from Shinto folklore, like Yukina in Yu Yu Hakusho and Yuki in the new Interviews with Monster Girls anime. And Elsa? Yuki Onna are ice women that are linked with deadly snowstorms and the changing of seasons. Golduck are based on Kappa, a demon that lives in or near water and tries to drown children. Mawile are based on two-mouthed demon women in Shinto folklore. Celebi is a Kodama, a guardian tree spirit or forest guardian, like the one seen in Princess Mononoke. Meowth is a Maneki Neko, a beckoning cat often used as a good luck charm. And that's just the beginning. But we really want to talk about animism. Animism is an important part of Shinto. It's the belief that aspects of the natural world, mountains, rivers, plants, trees, weather phenomenon, even buildings and objects, all have life and spirit, that they have souls, in a sense.
Every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name.
Animism includes the belief that all material things have agency, that there is no meaningful distinction between the spiritual world and the physical world, and that not only do humans have souls, but also other animals, plants, rocks, mountains, rivers, and other aspects of the natural environment, including thunder, wind, and shadows, do as well. Animism thus rejects the idea that humans are divinely exceptional. Animism is one of the oldest forms of human belief, and it pops up in religions all over the world, and Pokemon has it in droves. We see it a lot in grass types, but not exclusively. I give you Geodude, the ultimate expression of Shinto animism in modern pop media. He's a rock with a face. He's a rock with arms. He's literally a rock that is alive. A rock with feelings. A rock with a soul. Just look at him. This is basically textbook animism, and he's not the only one. Pokemon that represent animism include Oddish, Bellsprout, Grimer, Sunflora, Pineco, Slugma, Snover, Cherubi, even the weird ones like Trubbish and Vanillish and Magnemite. On the surface, these seem like lazy Pokemon designs. It's a sunflower with a face. It's a pine cone with a face. It's a pine tree with a face. It's a cherry with a face. It's a freaking trash bag with a face. I love this Pokemon. But that's the philosophy behind animism. Everyday normal objects are alive, conscious, and powerful. It's the same philosophy that has Hayao Miyazaki drawing Kodama spirits as the souls of trees that has Ken Sugimori slapping a face on a petrified tree and naming it Sudowoodo. Pokemon is a massive franchise that pulls inspiration from literally all over the globe. And while Purple Blob that evolves into bigger Purple Blob may not be the most visually interesting Pokemon design, knowing that it has its roots in tradition at least makes it a little bit cooler. Thanks a lot for listening. This video is a little shorter than the others, I know, but I'm working on a much longer video about character design and Howl's Moving Castle that should be ready soon. So if you liked listening to this queer millennial feminist with a BA in English, please subscribe. I'll see y'all down in the comments.